Welcome, dear students. So, today's topic of discussion is terpenes and terpenoids. This particular topic is very important for the students of semester 4 of UG as well as for PG students. In this topic, in this chapter, we will discuss about the introduction, then we will see the definition, we will then see the isoprene rule, how terpenes are classified, how they are isolated, and finally we will see the difference between steroids, terpenoids and alkaloids. So, are you ready? Let's start then. So, before we start our journey, you just think on this. What is the thing which is common in ginger, clove, coriander, mint leaves, rose, etc.? Come on, think on this. Right. Some of you may say that all of these substances are found in nature. Right, it's true. Some might think that all of these substances have an essence, that is fragrance. Why so? Because they contains a kind of oil which is called essential oil. Essential means substances which have essence, right? So these oils, being the essence of various plants products, were named as essential oils. The main constituent of essential oils are open chain or cyclic hydrocarbons having the general formula C5H8 whole N. Now let us try to create a definition for terpenes or terpenoids. So before we start, let me clarify one thing. Terpenes are the hydrocarbons, whereas terpenoids are the oxidative form of terpenes. That is, terpenoids will have oxygen containing terpenes. Now let us see the definition. What the definition says. So the definition is naturally occurring organic substances having an essence which contains isoprene as a structural unit are called terpenes. Right? Okay. Now let us explain this. So what we have written is naturally occurring. The first word is naturally occurring. What does this mean? This means that all the terpenes and terpenoids will occur in nature. We have seen that. We have seen that these are found in nature, right? Okay. Next is organic substances. These substances, these terpenoids are organic in nature, that is, they will contain carbon. Next is have an essence. That means all of these will have a fragrance. We have just seen that these are extracted from essential oils, right? Okay. Now the last one is these terpenes and terpenoids contain isoprene as a structural unit. Means that terpenes or terpenoids will only be formed when isoprene units are joined together, right? Now, my dear students, let us see the isoprene rule, which is very important. This rule was given by Mr. Otto Walek in 1887 and further modified by Ingold in 1925. According to this rule, every terpene is made up of several isoprene units which will join together in a regular head to tail fashion. Now let us see that what is head and what is the tail. You can clearly see that we have drawn a kind of creature, a very funny creature in which you can clearly see that there is a head part and there is a tail part, right? So whenever two isoprene units will join together, they will join in head to tail fashion. This is the common one. Although there are several exceptions, but according to isoprene rule, whenever two isoprene will join together, they will join in head to tail fashion, right? We can clearly see in the myrcene molecule also. Myrcene has a molecular formula of C10H16, in which there is a joining of the compound or joining of the two isoprene units in tail to head or head to tail fashion. The head part is the branched one and the tail part is the unbranched one, right? Now let us see the classification of terpenes or terpenoids, which is based on the number of isoprene units. So the general molecular formula of a terpene is C5H8 whole N, where N is the number of isoprene units. The minimum value is 1, the maximum can be anything, right? If the value is 1 means the compound will have only one isoprene unit, then the name will become hemiterpenes. Hemi means semi, semi means half, you know that. Then the molecular formula of the compound will be C5H8. That means it will have only one isoprene unit, right? If the value of N is 2, that means the compound or the terpene will have two isoprene unit, then we will call it a monoterpene. The molecular formula will be obviously C10H16. The common examples are pinene, nerol, citral, camphor, etc. If the value is 3, then we call it sesquiterpenes. Sesqui means 1.5, that is 1.5. Then the molecular formula will become C15H24. The common examples are nerolidol, farnesol, etc. If the value of N is 4, then we will call it a diterpene. The molecular formula will then become C20H32. The common examples are phytol, vitamin A, etc. If the value of N is 5, then we call it sester terpenes. Sester means 2.5. Then the molecular formula will become C25H40. The common examples are gastric acid, etc. Similarly, if the value of N is 6, we will call it a triterpenes. If the value is 8, then we will call it a tetraterpenes. And if the value is more than 8, we will call it a polyterpenes. The examples are written in the table. Now, let us try to solve some questions which are often been asked in the examinations. In the examinations, the molecular formula is given and the students are supposed to find out the class of terpene. Let us take an example of it. As you can see that the molecular formula of the compound is C10H16 and we have to find out what is the type or the class of the terpene. So in this case we will use a formula. We will use number of carbon atoms present in the compound and then we will divide it by the number of carbon atoms present in isoprene. So in this case the number of carbon atoms is 10 and we will divide it by 5. Why 5? Because the number of carbon atoms present in isoprene unit is 5. So if you divide this, we will get the answer 2. 2 means a monoterpene. But you might say that 2 means mono. How could it be possible? 2 means mono. It's quite unrealistic, you find. So to avoid any kind of confusion, we will modify this formula and instead of dividing it by 5, we will divide it by 10. So we take the same example. C10H16 was the formula, the molecular formula. We will divide this by 10. That is, the number of carbon atoms present in the compound is 10. When we will divide it by 10, so we will get the answer 1. 1 means monoterpenes, and this time it's quite logical. Now let us take another example. We will take the example of vitamin A. As you can see that the formula of vitamin A, the structure of vitamin A. What we have to do is we have to find out the number of carbon atoms. We have to count the number of carbon atoms. It is, in this case, it is 20, and we will divide it by 10. So the value becomes 2. 2 means di. Di means it is a diterpenoid. This is a trick which you can use in the examinations to solve various types of problems, right? Okay. Now let us see how terpenes are isolated from plants. So terpenes are isolated from essential oils present in plants. We have discussed earlier that all the terpenoids or terpenes are obtained from nature, and that is they are present in essential oils. So the essential oil is extracted from the plant tissues by the following methods. We can use any of them. The first is expression method, second is steam distillation, third one is digestion with solvents, and the fourth is adsorption in purified fats. So out of the 4 methods, the steam distillation method, that is the second method, is the most widely employed method. In this method, the plant tissue is macerated. The word macerated, before we move ahead, let me clarify this word. Macerated word is a Greek word which is originated from macero. Macero means softening or by soaking the liquid. Softening a substance by soaking it in a liquid. So the plant tissues are macerated and then steam distilled. If the particular terpene is decomposed under these conditions, it may be removed by extraction with light petrol at around 50 degree and the solvent distilled away under reduced pressure, right? Alternatively, we can also use the method, the fourth method, the adsorption in fats, which we have discussed previously. For example, the flower petals are spread over molten fat until the latter is saturated with the essential oils. The fat is then digested with ethyl alcohol to remove the essential oil from it. These essential oils obtained from plants as above usually contain a number of terpenes which are separated by fractional distillation method. So conclusively, we can say that the terpenes are the chemicals which are responsible for the essence present in natural products. Ginger, clove, coriander, mint, leaves, etc. All of these have an essence. Why so? Because of the terpenoid or terpene present in them. Ginger contains gingiberine, clove contains eugenol, mint contains several terpenes like limonene, pinene, cineol, octinol, etc. Before we end our lecture, let us discuss one more thing. In the syllabus, we have to study steroids, terpenoids as well as alkaloids. The common factor among them is all three are natural products, but steroids and alkaloids are different from that of terpenoids. Steroids contain 3 cyclohexane ring and 1 cyclopentane ring, whereas alkaloids contain 1 nitrogen, at least 1 nitrogen, and they are basic in nature, whereas terpenoids or terpenes contain isoprene unit, right? Okay. So students, we are now going to end our discussion. Today we discussed about the introductory part of terpenes and terpenoids. In the upcoming lectures, we will discuss about various terpenes and terpenoids, including their structure elucidation. So wait for that. Thank you.